Every human being has a culture to share. To every human being and to any place, there's a story and a history. The desert of Qatar is no exception.
في شبه جزيرة قطر مواقع كثيرة ومهمة ومختلفة في الفترات العصور التاريخية، فيها من عصور ما قبل التاريخ إلى العصور الحديثة التاريخية.
Because I think the Qatari have very correct meaning of their roots, of their belonging. And they see and they feel that it's a part of their really history, which started but still is continuing in their daily life, and still, I think, they view it in their future.
On the northern coast of Qatar, the ancient remains of a town is seen as heaps and lines in the sand. These are the remains of Zubarah, an ancient town that flourished in the 18th century. What built the town up and gave it importance was the rich banks of pearls that's out in the sea along the coast. And soon the town developed from a small fishing hamlet to a very important city. The excavation of the site clearly shows its importance. The finds include ceramics and porcelain imported from East Asia, Japan and China, and in the same time from Europe.
وموقع الزبارة ازدهر في القرن التاسع عشر، ونلقى فيه تنوع في العمارة، في القطع الأثرية الموجودة، وتنوع الثقافات وتنوع النشاط التجاري، وهذا من خلال القطع اللي موجودة بالبورسلين، ومن حتى يعني مصانع لدبس التمر موجودة.
This in some way connects to what we saw before. This is where the active produce the dates and make some food from the dates. This installation is it's very well known from the region. And then they had the dates in here and were doing whatever they did to them. And you can see the fingerprints in the clay still from there when they've been plastering this feature. This is great. This is nice. This is where we start to hear and see the life again when we see it so well preserved. The pearl banks of the Arabian Gulf offered richness to the population and strengthened its economic and political position. Families were attracted to the place, and the town grew to cover more than 1 square kilometer. It became a regional center based on international trade. Mosques and large palatial buildings were constructed, and the entire town soon needed the protection of town walls with towers. Life-giving fresh water were collected from the wells in the hinterland or collected in underground cisterns.
في الوقت اللي ازدهرت فيه الزبارة انشأت من حولها 22 أو في حدود 22 كيلومتر ميل 12 قلعة وقرية، منها موقع فريحة الأثري وأم الشويل والثغب ولشا وحلوان، فمواقع متعددة ومختلفة.
The Qatar Museum Authorities has in 2009 initiated a long-term Islamic archaeology and heritage project in collaboration with the University of Copenhagen. We are more than 30 archaeologists working on the site now, coming from many countries in the world. They are assisted by more than 60 workmen. We began the work in 2009, and by including professional archaeologists from all over the world, we hope also to reflect the international nature of Zubarah, being this trading hub.
It means, look, first of all, protection of the sites. It's priority. Qatar is now viewing a very quick development on all levels. So to protect heritage and to balance between developing country and preserving heritage, this is a priority.
So today when we excavate in Zubarah, we find remains that's not only from the place, from the local population, but also from China, for instance, Japan, Europe, showing how much was brought to here and passed through the hands of the people living in Zubarah. Archaeological excavation and reconstruction is like playing a film backwards. The accumulated sand and dust is carefully removed, revealing the ruins of walls and structures. The walls enclose the rooms of buildings that house families and activities. This compound was centered around a courtyard. The rooms revealed activities such as a kitchen, a place where the person trading pearls kept his wooden box with his scales, and perhaps also as a reception room which was decorated with an impressive engraving of a dhow similar to the ones we see in the Gulf today. After the excavation followed preservation and sometimes reconstruction of buildings. In the end, the ruins will be open for the public as an archaeological park, telling the important story and heritage of the state of Qatar, based on Zubarah and its surrounding settlements, which through trade and pearl fishing became a town of global importance, and soon may be added to the list of UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Sites.
I think, you know, with all this, the globalization, with the place Qatar is taking, you know, on different level, on international area, I think this project will really tear the attention, will pull the attention of outsiders from different sides of the world.
وموقع الزبارة أو مدينة الزبارة احنا من أهم المواقع التراثية والأثرية والثقافية واللي معنية بقبائل قطر وأهل قطر اللي عايشين فيها.